Oh yeah,
Good good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the today's Restaurant News Networking Group. Today is May the 17th, and I'm Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of today's Restaurant News, and we are a group of restaurant vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and also to help any restaurant owner, manager, or chef who might have an issue or problem with their business and they are looking for some advice. They're welcome to join us. And if that you fit into that category or you'd like to become a member, give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com and check out our YouTube channel where we have over 300 videos, mostly from videos of this group and the group prior to COVID. Some interesting quickies there. And that page is Today's Restaurant. And so good morning, everybody. Today we've got two new faces on the board. And I'd like to introduce one of them first, Preston Bates. Why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, and where you're located, and how we can reach you?
Yeah, thanks, Howard. Grateful to be part of this. My name is Preston Bates. I work for Barranco Enterprises, and we're located here in North Atlanta in Alpharetta, Georgia. And what our business is, we kind of have two different divisions is the way that I like to put it. We have our building solutions division as well as our maintenance division. On the building solutions side, we are a licensed GC, and so we do any sort of like remodels, installs, swap outs, anything like that, or special projects. And then on the maintenance side, we do preventive maintenance as well as reactive service. And for the reactive service, we're a little bit more limited on where we go with that, primarily here in the Atlanta area. And then for preventive maintenance, we go nationwide. So always looking for opportunities to network with, people like this, and grateful to be here. So a little bit about me.
You said installation. Is that installation of restaurant equipment?
Yes. Yep.
And,
Basically any restaurant equipment that does not touch gas.
and you can do that nationwide?
Nationwide. Yep.
Oh, great.
Yep.
So
Yep. We're very like project driven. So absolutely.
Oh, that's good.
that's that's a
Yeah.
service that we don't have in either of the groups. So
Yeah.
it's good that you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glad to be here.
So tell us how we can reach you.
Yeah. So you can reach me phone call or text. My number is 404-403-5925. And my email address is Preston B, Preston, the letter B as in boy, at barranco.us. And just want to emphasize the .us instead of .com. A lot of people miss that. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
And our second newbie is Mike Sardone. Is that it? Sardone or Sardone?
Depends on how Italian you want to be today. So that's the choice. So, no, Sardone's common, but when I go up north to go visit my family in New York, it's Sardoni, just to make sure you fit in a little bit more. That's all. But so I work with Spot On. So I am the state manager for Georgia. So handle really mainly Atlanta and all that. We've got 13 reps that cover all of that area. Spot On is a cloud-based point of sale technology company. So one of our main goals is basically technology that works your way. All the system is custom built to whatever that specific restaurant's needs or retail options are. Goals would be grow your client base, retain customers, boost profitability, and then also really enhance that customer experience as well. So lots of tools to be able to do that. Some of the simple parts are basically We have a lot of integration partners, so it's big business tools for small business at small business prices.
And how do we reach you?
So to
Or
reach me is cell or text is easiest. So my number is 678-231-2279. And then my email is also available, and that is Mike, MIKE .Sardone, SARDONE @spoton.com. And should it go national or anything else, feel free to email me and I can actually get you hooked up with any partner here in the United States.
yeah, Spot On is running an ad in our digital newspaper. So you can, if you want to take a look at what their ad looks like, it's at trnusa.com. As soon as you open up the website, the newspaper's there. You just click on it and you can read the newspaper right online. So thank you and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
So you're going to cover, or Don's going to cover, or
So probably Don. Don's going to
Okay.
be covering. It was just Josh had notified me on short notice, so I definitely wanted someone to attend and make sure we were here. But so
so
What's Don's phone
if
number?
you wouldn't mind, if you've got Don's email address, could you send that to me as well? Because I don't have it, so I can't even invite him.
I've already emailed everything to you, so you should
Okay,
have
great.
it. I emailed you, my contact info, Don's info, and then I have the alternate would be just in case if Don ever is on vacation or can't make it or I can't. We have Trey, who's our other Atlanta partner. So you have all three of those contact info.
Okay, terrific. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. So, Rick, you want to start us off with our regular intros?
Sure. Good morning, everybody. Welcome this morning. It's a beautiful Friday. My name is Rick Israel. I am the principal agency owner of South Florida Affiliated Health Insurers. We are an independent brokerage firm. We help small groups, large groups go into the voluntary benefit space outside the Medicare season. That would include dental, vision, long-term disability, short-term disability, critical cancer, illness, and a few more. Our main niche, of course, is the Medicare space. We help individuals that are eligible for Medicare get into the proper or what the most advantageous plan would be for them financially, also their drug plans, and make sure that they are set to go forward as in the Medicare world. Medicare right now is going through a lot of changes. I'm sure you have heard or always hear on the national news. So if anybody has any questions, concerns, or comments, my email will be in the chat and also in what goes out. So I am here as a resource for you and your loved ones going forward. I appreciate everybody and thank you very much.
How do we reach you? Phone number?
256-937-2537. And emails are changing since we are merging with our other partner. So Howard, I will send you a personal email so you can get that changed in your system.
Okay. Thank you. Well, just wanted to ask, Preston, you must work with a lot of restaurant equipment dealers.
Yes. Yeah, we certainly work with a handful.
Okay. So spread the word about us because we need one here.
You what?
We need one here as a member.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
That's part of your initiation.
I like it.
All right, let's go to Brian Albach. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Brian Auerbach with InfoSync Comprehensive Business Process Solutions. So we are an outsourcer of accounting and payroll services. What we do is help multi-unit restaurants that find accounting and payroll frustrating, because if you're not one who doesn't find this stuff frustrating, we provide people, process, and technology for accounting and payroll so you can focus on running your business. We also do a service called third-party delivery recovery, which is where we go after Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub to recoup usually around 3% of your delivery revenues that come as a matter of customer disputes or error charges, like they forgot your drink or somehow your drink didn't get to the customer. We go back and get that money back for the restaurants. Again, InfoSync Comprehensive Process Solutions. I can be reached at 786-670-1027 or Brian, B-R-I-N, period, Auerbach, A-U-E-R-B-A-C-H at issvc.com.
Thank you. Let's stay with the Bryans. Brian J.
That's good that I don't have to fall after Chris.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Well,
I'm going to let Terry follow.
Again, I'm Brian. Good morning.
Thank you, Brian. We appreciate it very much. Okay.
Hey, I'll leave the best for last, right? No, I'm Brian with Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company. I primarily focus in the hospitality side, restaurants, bars, breweries. I do some convenience stores. I work with food trailers, vendors that have clients that are looking for financing. I work all over the country, small projects, large projects. Do a lot of startups. Again, we are a commercial equipment financing company. I'm Brian with Rogue Financial Group. I'm in Atlanta, but I do work all over the country. I can be reached at 404-723-7222. Thanks.
Thank you.
By the way, Preston, I have another vendor that might be coming to the Atlanta market, might need some help.
Perfect. Would love
Called
to.
called the Margarita Man. They're out of Oklahoma.
Okay.
And they sell these huge margarita machines.
Cool. I love a good margarita.
Yeah, they go about for about $20,000 a piece. So
Okay. Sweet.
yeah.
Margarita. Yeah, Preston, it is Friday, isn't it? Margarita day.
Yeah.
Gonna need a lot of tequila to swallow that price.
And by the way, I'm still Preston, I'm still working with David McAllister, see what he's doing on those machines.
Yeah, I actually spoke to him yesterday, and I'm
Okay.
actually going to be at the NRA show on Monday and Tuesday, and so I'm hoping to link up with him while I'm there.
Okay, cool. All right, and actually, the Margarita Man guys will be there too.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, I'll look out for him.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, who we have? Terry and Charles. Who do I want to put after Chris? Why don't you go, Chris, and then I'll decide.
Okay.
Poor Charles.
Don't worry, I'm driving, so it's probably better.
I think Charles can handle it.
Yeah.
I think
Good morning, everybody. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All-Stars. Now, why did we come up with that name? Because we happen to have the telephone number 404 All-Star, 404-255-7827. We primarily deal with all-star talent, bringing all-star talent to our client companies. Whether it's a one-off or whether it's a major New York Stock Exchange company, we provide the all-star talent. Got some news this week. My doctor told me I can't have children. No. It was my accountant told me that. I'm sorry. Okay. In any case, and getting back to the talent part of the equation, people say, if I just had better health, I think we could make more money. And that's true. And that's where we come in. And sometimes people have opened restaurants without any experience, without an experienced general manager. And we run into those situations a lot, but that's not a mortal sin, because we can definitely bring the reparations that they need in order to survive in this crazy world. One of the aspects of that companies are looking for these days, communication skills. And it's so much in demand, and it's something that I impress upon the candidates. We have a candidate going for a really great interview tomorrow, but I'm going to meet with him via Zoom this morning at 11 o'clock to kind of set him up for success. Not to teach him how to interview, but to basically put the groundwork in play so that he'll be ready to answer anything that happens to come up in the interview. And therefore, our client company will realize that when they get a candidate from Chris Kaufman Restaurant All-Stars, that they're getting a candidate who is a cut above. So I am the only president Chris Kaufman and Company has ever had. And you can reach us at 404 All-Star, 404-255-7827. And that is the news for today. Come back and see us. See you next Friday, because I'll be doing a longer version next Friday. Right, Howard?
Correct.
Okay, correct. Okay. So, and
Yeah.
any further questions, feel free to ask later on, or send an email to Brian. He'll filter it and he'll decide whether or not it goes forward. Right, Brian? Okay, Brian's on mute. Who would know?
Yeah, I'll take care of it for you, Brian.
Wise man.
Chris.
We expect a very entertaining presentation next week.
We'll do the best we can.
You know what I mean? A tough crowd here. You know what I mean? A tough crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Chris, you need to do it out in the onion fields, Mayor.
Well,
All right, Charles, you're up.
My name's Charles. Teach the Serve Safe Manager course in 4 hours. We're actually going to be down in Miami the 20th, and then I'm swinging back by the 22nd because somebody else needed me on the fly. And I'm going to be in Orlando the 21st as well. Let's see, anything else? You can reach me at 904-923-2577, or you can email me at info@ontheflyfoodsafety.com.
And Charles, what did you think of the work that Lisa did?
Oh, it's very nice. Just gotta what I usually do is I look at it once and then I go back and look at it again,
Yeah.
just to see, because first impression and second impression, that type of deal tends to help me. But yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, she sent me a copy. It looks really nice.
Oh,
All right.
and yeah, if you know anybody or y'all want to meet up while I'm in Miami, let me know.
Okay.
And let all your friends know, because we get it done in 4 hours in the morning. It's going to be at the DoubleTree this time, but in general, I'm open to any place.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And Terry.
Charles, I have a question. I've been wondering since you joined the group. How did you get that email on the fly with what you do?
So on the fly, it's just a kitchen term. Like, you need it quick, you need it done. So my friend has one called Expo, which I really like just because it has that X in it. But I was trying to come up with a better one, or at least on par, and I thought on the fly was good because I don't mind driving anywhere. So
Yeah.
if you need it done on the fly, I'm your man. Just like this guy, he couldn't make it Monday, and I told him, well, I'm going to be in, I can drive back, no problem.
Yeah, it seemed kind of catchy, so I thought that was a good email. So
Well, Terry, you know, on the fly, I don't know if you're familiar. They bought Edward Don, Cisco, which owns On the Fly equipment.
Yeah, Cisco.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Cisco doesn't come after me because it's a generic term.
Yeah, I know.
But you never know that people love to sue people for wonderful reasons.
no, they don't have that email, so I don't think you'd have that.
Nah.
If you had that, it might be an issue, but it's not.
Oop.
Being in the industry for 40 years has been, I was a national sales manager out in California for 10 years for a restaurant equipment company, and did buying group shows and, hired reps and stuff for the company, CCI Industries. But what I do now here, for the last 25 years, well, we only started the leak reports about 9 years ago, and that is a one of a kind. I can, with all honesty, truth, and confidence say there is nothing in the industry like our lead report. We can guarantee you 50 brand new leads a month. That is under construction, permitting, lease signing phases. I'm not talking about the ones that have just opened. There's another 40, 50 there. Last month, we had a record of almost 90 brand new leads, which I've already gotten so many comments on.
In Florida, in Florida.
Yes,
right?
let me finish. That would be great. Thank you. Yes, in Florida. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The Florida report covers the entire state from the Panhandle to Key West. It's an Excel spreadsheet that you get once a month, has the owner's names, the establishment, their current phase of construction, lease signing, whatever it is. They're looking for a piece of property. So anybody that gets these reports can use it in some capacity as to where they're at in their finding or starting their restaurant bar. Do they have other establishments? Is there a restaurant group that is tied to this? The address, the phone numbers, email addresses. So you're getting a complete, comprehensive report every month in Florida by the 9th, sometimes the 10th, except for January could be later due to the holidays and our team takes off. So I'm out of here for the holidays and so are they. So nobody works if I don't work. Been doing this. We have a report in Georgia. It's quite a bit smaller. I will not lie. It is not what Florida is. So if anybody is interested in either one, let me know. I will send a sample. It's an older sample, does not have email addresses, but I'm happy to send it out for you. The members of this group, and I know other people are listening and watching our pages, have special pricing. So it is not what you see on the website. Email me and I will email you back with your price. You're going to see a totally different price on the website. So anybody interested, let me know. That is what I do. Have a great weekend.
Oh, can you give me a call after? I just had a couple questions on that.
Yes, and I sent you an email this morning because you asked me to call you last week. I picked up the phone to call you and there was somebody else on the phones. I couldn't switch over because there was somebody else on the phone. So I made a note, please call Charles. And do you think I remembered? No, I didn't look at the note. I forgot to look at the note because I was so busy trying to get everything done. So I do apologize. Yes, Charles, you call here when you are free because you're driving. I will see your number come up. I will grab the phone.
Okay. Yeah, I'm parked now. I got all my driving done.
Aw, good. Okay. Well, I'm in a meeting now, so I.
Okay, gotcha.
Perry at grnusa.com. Thank you.
Okay. Preston, you want to add anything to what you've already said?
Yeah, the only other thing that I could think of that I'd like to add is something else that we do is that's just kind of unique and special to some degree, I think, is bollard installation. I know that that's becoming a bigger and bigger deal with cars crashing into buildings and stuff. And so, you know, we work with restaurants or really whoever to install those bollards. For instance, literally one of my coworkers was driving back to the office after lunch this past week and saw a car like jump over a median and crash into an Arby's. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. And so, you know, those car crashes happen multiple times a day across the country. And I mean, it's just crazy. So, so it's an opportunity to really keep your customers and employees safe, as well as really helping to save a lot of money in the long run from lost revenue, having to close down stores, you know, if something like that is to happen. So
We had the same problem in our neighborhood, people hitting our mailboxes. So we got rolled steel and filled it with concrete. So if anybody hits it, they're going to stay there.
there you go. Yep, that'll get the job done.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, there was a restaurant in Atlanta called Agnes and Muriel's, and 4 o'clock in the morning, a pickup truck lost control of the pickup truck and ran right into the dining room of the restaurant because 4 in the morning, nobody was there.
Right.
But the owner had a sense of humor, and he put a sign out front the next day, "Trucker Special."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know what? While we're talking about stuff like that, I don't know if you remember, Chris. It must have been maybe 15 years ago. The Varsity downtown. Okay, I guess it was midday, about noon. I walked in there about 3. I guess just I guess I get something to eat or whatever. The side door where you go in was boarded up, and I asked. There was this officer that's been there for years that was servicing it, and I'll never forget it. They just let the guy let these guys do it. They backed up a pickup truck, put a chain around the ATM at the front door, and drove off with the chain wrapped around the ATM.
Yeah. Well, I was here at the time, Brian. It wasn't me, so
So I didn't say.
I'm just saying.
In the same light, when I was in New York in business, I was a restaurant equipment dealer in New York, and one of my customers was on the Upper West Side on Columbus Avenue, and he wanted to redo the storefront of his hamburger place. It was a very popular place, but he was having a lot of difficulty with the building department to what he wanted to do. So 2 o'clock in the morning, he took his pickup truck and ran it through the front of the store. And the next day he was building the front of his store.
Oh my God. Did he ever get caught?
No.
Oh my God.
What's his name again?
Not till this-
You know
not till this
what?
video
I
hits
will tell
YouTube.
you, he had a very famous brother. After the meeting, if you want, I'll tell you who it was. Anyway, Mike, is there anything you want to add after all that craziness? Anybody you know knocked down a building?
No. It's I mean, that was I mean, my father still tells the story of why they have the bumper cars on police cars, because it started in New York. Criminals would hit their brakes and actually blow off the airbags in the police cars. So that's the story I've got.
Yeah. Oh wow.
No, I feel like I needed to add some more comical stuff in there, but unfortunately,
I want to mention to you, especially in this group, the new feature that we're running in our newspaper is the Culinary City Spotlight, and in our June issue, we're going to be running a spotlight on Atlanta. Now, this group has got many members who are from the Atlanta area, so we usually like to spotlight a company. So what I'm going to ask you guys who are from the Atlanta area to send us a paragraph or two about your business. It doesn't have to be, I mean, make it something interesting, like we Spot On just hired Joe Blow to cover Vidalia, and he met Chris, or some maybe
Had a heart attack and died.
Yeah. And
No.
maybe Barranco is doing a project that they're proud of or something. Give us something that we can spotlight in that section. If you want to take a look at our current issue, we have a spotlight on one company in Charlotte. You could take a look at that and just get an idea. And some of the articles, the little blurbs that are around that. We have so many members here from the Atlanta market. We want to get everybody into it. So
yeah, definitely.
A paragraph or two will be, and Spot On, your ad will be on that page.
Thank you.
And it's a 2-pager, so when you open it, it just really stands out. When we did Nashville, we had the Batman Tower, so cool. Everyone loved that. Also, send us your logo or photo in a high-res JPEG, PDF, or PNG, whatever you have, and we'll add that as well. That gets a lot of attention, especially for people that company or are interested in what you're doing, to give you a call. Add your contact information, all that, and we'll get that in there for you.
And Rick, the one after Atlanta is going to be Huntsville. So put together you want to put together like a bio, or talk about your merger.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Just
Yeah,
give
no
us some
problem.
information.
Do you have a really nice picture of, well, I would kind of, you can say yes or no, of the skyline of Huntsville, because there's so many cranes right now, because it's just building, and maybe you could use that as how Huntsville is now the largest city in Alabama, and the growth, and that would probably be a really good, we'll talk more about that, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm happy Huntsville's on the map with you guys. It's so.
I got to tell you, because I watched a YouTube special that said that Huntsville is the largest city in the United States now in growth-wise. They're growing faster than any other city. So we said, well, Rick's in Huntsville. Let's do Huntsville. So yeah, that skyline with the building cranes, that would be dynamic. I think opening those 2 pages and the readers immediately seeing all the building, those lights go off of, what they can get their products in, their companies in, a lot of business to be had. So
but be careful. Don't talk about our infrastructure, because it's horrible. And yes, you can put that on YouTube.
No, I would not.
We have one road in and one road out.
I know.
That's the main artery. And if there's a wreck on that artery, you call your spouse and say, just keep dinner warm.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's probably like international in Orlando, right?
No, similar, but yeah, it's crazy. There's construction all over the place.
Hey,
I wanted to do the Bronx, but Terry said Huntsville.
Hey, Chris.
Yes, Brian.
Did you see, was it 2 days ago or 3 days ago, Merrimack's reopened? You saw what happened, about 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, was it a tree fell on there or something?
The rain or something, and it collapsed. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'd been there since the 1940s, so.
It was bound to happen at some point.
Yeah. No.
But the
Right.
We're getting pounded by Houston. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, Houston's
horrible. Oh my, Texas, and all the way across now. It's moving east. There's a lot of tornadoes. Really bizarre. Really bizarre.
Well, they said that what hit Houston was almost like a land-based hurricane.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see the funnels and all of that? Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
I'm gonna look at it when we're done today. But I got a question for Chris. Growing up, there was a restaurant at 285 and Roswell Road called the Lark and Dove.
Yes.
Is that gone, or is it still there?
No, it's gone.
Oh.
It became a Ruth's Chris at one time.
Ruth's Chris?
Ruth's Chris.
Yeah, we have those here.
Yeah.
It's a jewelry store.
And now that's gone.
My dad told me, I said, can we go to Lark and Dove? He goes, nope, our wallets are not fat enough.
Yeah. Well, there was a piano player there named Jerry Farber, who eventually got his own club. And a wonderful entertainer, and he still is. Yes. And he's in his 80s now. And comedian and keyboard player and great guy. And he started at the Lark and Dove right there at 285 and Roswell Road. Yeah. And there was a steak and ale right next to it for many years. They kind of fed off.
Is the building still there though? I mean, is the building?
I don't think so.
I mean, that was a thing. You get off 285 and it was right there, right in front of you.
Yeah, it was not the most energy efficient building because it was built in an era of cheap energy, but I mean, it was probably 30-foot high ceilings and really nice architecture, etc. But I don't think it's there anymore.
Let me jump in because I want to get this in before we run out of time. As a lot of you know, I belong to a lot of groups on social media, and I see people, restaurant owners, asking questions and having issues and problems, and I try to pull out some of the interesting ones and bring it to the group and to get our opinion of some of the problems to try and help out. So let me read this one to you. It's a little long, but it's something that we may be able to help with. So this is from a restaurant owner. I don't know where, but and this is all I know. So here it is. I believe I just had my first bad experience with a customer. Last night, a family stopped by about 20 minutes before closing, which is fine. We stopped taking orders about 10 minutes before closing. Their order was completed by 11 p.m. It was a large order. She called this afternoon asking for a refund because she stated that her food was cold, not cooked properly, overcooked, oily, and that her family woke up gassy. I can relate. She kept mentioning on the phone that she spent $120 and that because of them, we got a big closing order. She was asking for a full or partial refund. I told her that I didn't feel comfortable just giving her her money back without speaking to my cook, so that I would understand the situation better. At the end of the call, she told me that she doesn't want to do this back and forth, and that if she doesn't get a refund, she's going to report us to Consumer Goods. At this point, I told her to go ahead because she wasn't allowing us to figure out a solution. What should I have done? What should I do? Including
Sounds like she's handling it the way you're supposed to. I mean, the restaurants aren't in charge of a person's gastrointestinal issues unless it's a foodborne illness. It sounds like they just ate too much. So they should have took some Pepto-Bismol and left it at that, or ate a smaller meal and been less piggish. So
Charles, I mean, the thing is, I mean, if she's claiming it was very greasy, undercooked or overcooked, well, that would be a sign that I just ate too late.
Yeah.
well, that, and that's something you bring up at the time of service, not
Right.
something you come up later. So that when I hear something like that, that's a shakedown. I don't want to, I paid too much and now I can't afford my light bill type deal.
Howard, does that, you mentioned that this is a restaurant. I come from the retail side before I came into private practice, but I remember working in retail. It was give the customer their money back and let's discuss it later. Well, if you constantly just keep giving money back, people are going to talk in the neighborhood. Hey, if you have a problem at this place, just give them a call and they're going to give you money back. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And where I worked, it wasn't just $120. It could be $1,200 money back. It's just where does it end? I think she did the right thing by saying, let's talk about this. But this other woman was pushing for her money back. I think she made the right decision to say, go ahead and just make the phone call because we're going to do our investigation because they're going to come talk to us anyway.
At one point I was pretty friendly with a restaurant owner here in Florida, and his clientele was tough to satisfy, let's call it. And he would tell us, and I've seen it, where people would get their food and eat half of it and call the waitress or waiter over and say, this is, not up to par or whatever. We don't want it. And what do you do as a restaurant owner at that point? They've already eaten half the food and you're asking for a refund or something different. you know, if in the event something should be wrong with my food, I always make it a point not to eat too much of it, because I don't want to be seen as shakedown. What do
Yeah.
you guys think?
That's the right way to do it.
Yeah. And then also like giving away the money at the time of like, what could that next experience be like? Yo, I'm sorry that happened to you. Here, do me a favor, come back, I'll get you. Like, have this little, you know, my name is Mike. Give me a call. I'll take care of you. I'll get you 2 free drinks next time you come in. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, we had an incident where April got the restaurant we went to came with a I can't remember the sauce that was on it, but it was overpowering with lemon. And so we told the server about it. Well, the server went ahead and replaced it for us, which was great. But they went above and beyond, and they comped us because of the inconvenience of having to get it and rebuild it. I didn't ask for it. I did not ask for it to be comped. That was not what we wanted. They took the opportunity to do that and replace the meal at the same time, which is, you don't see that very often nowadays.
But you remembered it, and
yeah, I remember in that location. There's 2 locations, one in Huntsville, one in Decatur, and we'll go to the one in Decatur now just because of the simple fact that they took care of us, because the one in Huntsville would never have done that.
Wow.
You know, and the reason I know is because I just know some of the people that work there, and they just don't seem to care. You know, so.
And it's important for restaurants, if there is a problem, that you be able to fix it. You can't fix it if it's half eaten. It, like your example, you had a problem with the sauce. You can fix the sauce, you can get that corrected. And they went above and beyond by comping you, or giving you some drinks or while you wait. That's the hospitality part of it. It's just, I don't know.
My wife is not the type of person that wants to make a scene. I was like, well, you're not making a scene. You're just letting the server know that, hey, the sauce is a little overpowering. Can we ask for less sauce on it? And even the manager came over afterwards and said, yeah, that she tasted it and the sauce was too overpowering to her. So if it's overpowering to her, she knows it's going to be overpowering to everybody else that's ordering it. But once again, my wife's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. No, I mean, you're paying for a meal and it should come out the way that you had anticipated to come out, because if you don't tell them there's a problem, they're not going to know there's a problem. I mean, yeah, it's just,
Didn't that happen to you a couple of days ago, Terry?
Yeah, if it's not right and you're paying a lot of money, even, we're not talking, a Burger King meal, and it's $20, $30, $40 for a meal, whatever, and it's not right, you have to tell them. And I'm saying 90% of the time I've had 0 problems, and they fix it. They just take it back and they'll do another dish. I do it in a way so when I get it back, Chris Kaufman, there isn't like human saliva or any other human body parts in it. Because, I used to work in a restaurant and I do know what they do when you keep sending food back. But if you send it back one time with a valid reason and in a human way and an apologetic way for sending it back, but I just can't eat it like this, it doesn't taste right, then they'll more than happy usually to compensate. And I've never had a problem, so.
Thank you for acknowledging my humanness.
Since you're putting aces in great places, you might want to make sure that that's not one of their prerequisites before you go ahead and place them in that high-end steakhouse. But
the thing to remember is that we're in a hospitality industry, and if something like that happens, you don't want to have a confrontation with the customer at the table, or even later in an email or a letter or a Yelp review or something like that. So it's up to the restaurant to make sure that the customer leaves happy one way or the other.
yeah, I'm not.
That's the bottom line.
I can't eat.
Well, we had a training class going on, and a manager trainee went up to the table, and this lady said, I think there's a staple in my salad. and which could very well be because the salad bins, 12 heads of lettuce, and it's in a bin that's stapled together. And the guy started arguing with her. Said he picked up the plate. He said, "I don't see a staple in here." Well, the regional manager went ballistic and said, "Wait a minute. What percentage of people that come into our restaurant will even pull this crap? Number one, take the plate away. Number two, get a brand new salad. Thank you very much, and move on."
Yes.
And that's the thing here. What percentage of people are going to try to shake you down? Well, and don't major in minors.
But a staple, that's kind of, show me the staple.
No,
they're gonna,
no. Take the plate away. I'm sorry it happened. Boom.
when they get in the room where they made it, they'll look for it to see.
Yeah.
I don't mean table.
Oh, okay.
Well, and a salad is a lot different than the cost of a $120 meal. So,
Right.
and if it is a staple, then you definitely need to find it, because if there's one staple, there's probably another staple, and you're sending out something with physical contaminants.
Exactly.
Hey, Chris, as April and I were driving down to Florida for our honeymoon, we stopped in Macon, Georgia to a national chain restaurant. And I asked the gentleman, I said, "Well, this is what we'd like." And he said, okay. I said, "Well, don't you think you should write it down?" "No, I'll remember." "Okay, fine." So the order comes out perfect. I mean, it comes out right. So I take the first bite in the hamburger, and something metal is in my mouth, and I pull it out, and it is a long bristle from a grill brush.
Oh, geez.
And so I call the manager, the server over, and he goes, "Is something wrong?" I said, "Yes, can I please see your manager?" Not making a scene, but this is the beginning of my honeymoon. Okay. And the manager comes over, and I said, "Can you tell me what this is?" He goes, "It looks like a wire off a grill brush." I said, "Yeah, this was in the burger that was in my mouth." He was embarrassed, got 2 new meals for my wife and I, comped the whole entire meal, and we were out the door because we wanted to go. She was ready to go. But it was simple fact that he no questions. He didn't question me, where'd it come from. This is it. And they took care of it. And we drove by that place this March when we went down to Savannah. That restaurant is still there, still open. I was like,
that's the right thing. And no matter what, I mean, accidents happen. And I always say that things happen. You're not going to see every tiny little thing. So
yeah, well, but see, that had to be in the meat, in the hamburger, or it had to have been placed there on purpose, because you just don't find something in hamburger meat. Okay. So somebody either knew me or was very pissed at me, or they were pissed at management and they were trying to get fired or something, because I mean,
all right. Well, I'm not going to dinner with you.
Hey, if you do, you get a free meal, because it seems to happen to me all the time.
All
right, well, we've come to the end of our exploration of foreign objects in our food. I want to thank everybody for coming. Mike, nice to meet you. Preston, nice to meet you. Hope you will join us as members next time. And have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe, and let the sauce be with you.